Hello everybody, this is Judge Free Time here. This is just another vaping experience video, but this is not going to be as long because I'm getting sick and tired of making this vaping sort of experience video. I mean, the number 3 or whatever it was really knackered me. It was like an hour long and it took forever to render anyway. I'm still vaping, etc. But this is going to be the last time I'm going to make a video on this because there's not much else to say about it. I have recently changed to an RDA, as you can see. And I got the gold one, basically. And I did get some, cotton bacon, the good stuff, because if you're going to start on something, you might as well start on the good cotton, not the shittiest one, because you don't want to fuck up badly. Anyway, this is the new tank that I recently got, this RDA one. It's called the Warrior, and it's the RDA. Now, when you think of RDA, you think of the faggots that eat really shit amount of food, and then their RDA fucks up their insides because they haven't had enough of it, calories or whatever. Anyway, yeah, this is oh, is it You Go Hungry? I can't remember. Anyway, this is the box. You get coils with it, and you do actually get some cotton with it, but I've misplaced it. I might use it when I buy one from the road. But anyway, just to let you know, there's not going to be much difference in the future because, I've tried out as much as I can. I know there's other tanks available. You can get other tanks of RDAs, and you can get also a different kind of tank, and there's also a squonk or whatever it is. And to be honest, the squonk is just basically a tank with another tank attached, so I didn't really see the point of it. I mean, you can probably see the point of it, by just squeezing it, but to me it just looks like a lazy man's version of vaping, basically. It's one of these that's attached to a tank, basically, and I don't really want to roll like that. Now, why did I go for a RDA? I thought I'd show you this RDA first. I know my cotton scales are not very good on this thing, but hear me out. It is my first time, and all that sort of stuff. So, that's why the cotton looks shitty in there, because I'm learning from experience still. So, yeah, this is my first ever RDA, and what I think to it, I think it's good. I got warned, that he would spit back at you, and all the fucking around you have to do. I had to do a lot of messing around to get this correct, or uncorrect. Anyway, this is good. I'm going to get a silver version of this for on the road, and cover up one of the things. I've got to make it a 1 coil RDA because it's only 1 battery in it, and I don't want to knacker it to pieces. And it might not even work anyway, so I might have to keep it as a backup for this. But anyway, I got a gold one because I wanted to be a different kind of. Yeah, it vapes really nicely, and with this juice it's a little bit better, but same stuff really. So yeah, cotton bacon. I do like cotton bacon. It is one I would recommend. Yeah, and this is not too bad. I'm still using the same EFES batteries and the Samsung batteries, but I'm going to be upgrading to some better batteries in the future when I get money. And I'll also get this when I get better money. Anyway, passing that forward. Why did I move to RDA? Because I was getting sick and tired of the Aspire tank that I had in the last one failing miserably. Either it would burn quickly, make me vomit, or in better leak all over the damn thing. And that's why I switched to this. This method. Anyway, this one looks the best, and according to some people it was good. Anyway, moving on. What else is new? Well, if you remember, I used to use an Ego style battery. I've decided to use this in the dead emergency, and the reason is because the tanks are like £1 or £4 or £2 on Amazon, and they're easy to find, and this is an easy way to do it. Now, I'll only use this in emergency, like for example, if the batteries run out and I don't want to use up my next week's batteries, because knowing me, the batteries always go dead like on a Friday or a Wednesday or whatever, so I'll have to revert to this. But this is not always going to be working all the time. I mean, it works now, and it's been working great for the last couple of years. it's not going to be the best thing. So, you know, I need some form of, you know, Ego style C4 type of vape pen mod for an emergency. So I thought, well, you can use this around the house, but I would need something, you know, always powered, because this will run out of battery as well. So what is the next best thing? Electricity, of course. So I got this, which is a Ego style VV pass-through. These were pennies to buy. This was £3, and I haven't tested it with a C4 tank yet, but it looks good. And you have like variable voltage like 3, 3.6, 4.2, 4.8, etc., and many colours. And you know, this was easy to find on, you know, eBay. I got this on eBay because the one I wanted to get was like £6 to £8, and I thought it's not worth that amount, so I got the cheapest, of course. I was a cheapskate again, if you can say that. But that's only if when the battery goes in this thing, or goes flat. But yeah, what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be showing you this in action with a C4 when my battery runs out in this. This is doing well, by the way. I've had the same cotton for about a week or so, and it seems to be working okay. There's obviously going to be spit back and weird hisses and all that, but don't worry about it too much. And yes, I've been vaping the shittiest juice I got from Sleaford once, but this is nearly gone. So, I mean, according to Sean, he likes it, and I quite like it too, but I don't know, it's just not amazing stuff, this. It's not for what it was that I paid. Anyway, that's enough from me. Let's have a little look at this thing and show you what I'm vaping and etc. You know, I might put an 88 vape in it, I'm not sure yet. I'm going to have to find one that will work with the Ego, because there's not many vape liquids that cook it. Oh yeah, that's another thing. C4 tanks now are getting really shit in quality. Yeah, sucks. Anyway, let's have a look at it. Right guys, I managed to find an Ego style tank, and let me just say they're not really cheap, are they, anymore? I mean, they don't even last very long, and they are still £1. But, oh well, I digress. Anyway, I will show you this thingy mod in a minute, but the Ego 2 I used to use in my old videos, I still use it as a backup around the house whenever the batteries are all dead in this, and you know, I need to charge up the next lot, and you know, I have no way of vaping. I do use the Ego quite a lot, and what I've noticed in the past is the Blue Plus does work with the C4 kind of tanks. And let me just prove that. So we're going to put this battery on right now. This is from the Blue Plus. The way this works, by the way, is you pop this in and it actually starts charging it from the case. Or if you've got a different model, it still works the same, but without the battery. Charge it. And as you can see, it works fine. Battery doesn't last as long on this thing, but if I've got the redundancy of this case, it's not such a problem. But I do use the Ego 2 as well, but I'm thinking about getting a different chargeable mod for home use as well, just in case that runs out as well. So yeah, so let me show you this thing in action. Now, as I mentioned in the last one, it was this pass-through. So let's get this going. So at the moment, I've got no real setup for this, so it's just on its own at the moment. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a USB extender here where my air cooler is, and then obviously it'll be plugged into the mains down there by a USB 3-pin adapter. But at the moment, I'm going to have to use my server as the power. So as you can see, it blinks to turn on. As you can see, it fits the C4 tank right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we have hopefully 4.8 volts. As I said, these tanks are shit. They're not as good as they used to be. Still, and I'm really stunned, you know, that this shitty one right here works with this tank. I normally what I put in is like something like 88 vape or whatever, but I'm trying to get away from the nicotine ones as much as I can. I do have the non-nicotine versions now that you can get the free pack, which is pretty good. I have reviewed a 3-pack, so if you want to check that out, go to JT's reviews. But also I will put a tiny clip in right now into this video, hopefully, and show you that I have done, if I remember to do it. As you can see, great little backup, this thing. All it is USB powered right here, and then you put your C4 on there. I'm sure it will also take the blue cartomizers. Of course it will, because the original Ego 2 or Ego 1 style battery all take the same cartomizers. So if you've got these cartomizers laying around somewhere, which I don't, wish I had, good little backup, if so, I would do it. But the C4 I think is pretty good when it comes to vaping. Why would I just vape something that I didn't plug in? Anyway, yeah, this is good because I could vape at my desk or whatever when this runs out and all that sort of stuff. Now, if anyone has got any advice, that would be nice, of how I can use vaping cotton or whatever. I know my vaping cotton skills are not great at the moment, and maybe this is not the best, but I think it's the best. It does seem to work, but unfortunately I've got horrible spit back on this thing, and I don't know why. Maybe I've been dripping it too much or whatever, but it works. It's just I'm a little bit scared of it spitting at me at the moment, which is annoying. So that's why I've been mostly referring to the C4 again a little bit. But it's pretty good. Now on the road, I'm still the same. So as you know, I think I've said this in the last clip, but yeah, I've got the same, whatever it is called. I'm not going to get out of my bag. It is a travel one after all, and I'm you know using the sort of a tank. What do you call it? The Baby Beast, because it is a good tank. It is a really good tank. I've not had any problems with any of the coils. In fact, the coils have lasted a lot longer nowadays, because they used to not last a long time ago, but now they do last a lot longer now. So that's why I keep using it. And it was my main thing for a while. I used it on this thing for a bit, and you know, they were cheap, very cheap. It was about 10 quid for 5 coils. And don't go to the vape shops, because they're really overpriced in my opinion. I mean, when I went to the vape shop and said, look, do you have anything cheaper, like a cheaper tank than the one that you're offering me? They fucking said this. Alright, yeah, that is cheaper, but for fuck's sake, I mean, like, you know. Anyway, yes, this pass-through is pretty good. I've been using it for the last couple of days, and these little batteries that, you know, work in the old thing like that work really well. And I still like this, and I do have the other version as well, the one that has a charger that you have to charge them separately, which I thought would charge the Ego, not Ego, the what do you call it? Oh, fuck it is. Yeah, the Ego 2. It wouldn't charge it, so I'm gonna have to buy another one just to charge the other one, really. But that's okay. I'm sure I'll find the other chargers laying around somewhere. Anyway, this is it now. My vaping experience so far has been amazing. RDAs are pretty good, actually. They do give you a nice throat hit. They give you a nice flavour. And don't get me wrong, everything else in the past, you know, has been good. Especially these tanks when I started. They lasted for quite a long time, and they're very cheap to go with. But unfortunately, I recommend a 4-pack to this crap. Because £1 in Poundland. I thought for the first time I was a genius because I got this and it was only £1. I wasn't going to spend 4 quid from Tesco all the time. And it turns out, no. It turns out I wasn't that much of a genius, because you can get a better tank online now. That works with the Ego pens. Anyway, this is why you learn from your mistakes. The thing I have to say, if you're vaping or coming to vaping, just learn as you go. You're better off learning as you go. If something doesn't work well, like RDA or whatever, then you can always go back to the other tank method. It's no embarrassment, because it is your kind of living. It's how you work with it, etc. You know, if you have to revert back to this, revert back to this. This is old technology, but still it works fine for me. This apparently was old technology. Not this one, but a different version of it with old technology. But I still use it as a backup. Because, to me, you can't get old technology from a vape pen, for God's sake. It's not like it's a Windows machine where it has to update every 5 seconds. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. That's my experience so far. Any questions, please, you know, leave it below. Yeah, I have to say, A8 vape was alright in the past. Now it's just a hindrance. It's just annoying. Oh, and if you're starting to use an RDA, as I said, stick to cotton bacon. You can't go wrong with cotton bacon. You get quite a lot, and you can get 2 of them online for cheap, and it is the genuine stuff. So anyway, that's enough from me. If you have any vape experience, let me know. This is the last one. Thank you very much for going through the playlist, and tell me your experiences below and such like that. Anyway, cheerio, bye.